MrBeast thinks he's the king of giveaways, but we all know he just wants to be the king of cringe. When MrBeast says, "I'll give you $1 million," we all know it's just a prank waiting to happen. MrBeast's idea of a normal day is probably a 24-hour challenge in a giant box. Why does MrBeast always wear hoodies? Is he hiding his secret identity as a superhero? MrBeast's idea of a small challenge is probably a race to the moon. When MrBeast says, "Let's make this epic," we all know it's going to be a disaster. MrBeast's cooking show would probably end with a fire alarm going off. MrBeast's idea of a vacation is probably a 48-hour challenge on a deserted island. When MrBeast says, "I'll do anything for views," we know he means anything. MrBeast's friends must have the best insurance policy in the world. MrBeast's idea of a workout is probably lifting stacks of cash. MrBeast's pranks are so wild, even his friends are scared to join in. MrBeast's idea of a romantic date is probably a challenge to win a car. When MrBeast says, "This will change your life," we all know it's going to be a wild ride. MrBeast's challenges are so extreme, even superheroes would think twice. MrBeast's idea of a family reunion is probably a giant obstacle course. When MrBeast says, "Let's give back," we know it's going to be a wild giveaway. MrBeast's idea of a road trip is probably a race across the country. MrBeast's version of a spa day is probably a challenge to stay in ice water, though. When MrBeast says, "This is going to be epic," we all know it's going to be outrageous. MrBeast's idea of a quiet night in is probably a 24-hour live stream. MrBeast's pranks are so wild, even the police would be confused. When MrBeast says, "I'll do it for the views," we all know he's serious. MrBeast's idea of a good time is probably a challenge to eat the hottest pepper. Go. When MrBeast says, "This will blow your mind," we all know it's going to be explosive. MrBeast's idea of a relaxing day is probably a challenge to stay awake for 48 hours. When MrBeast says, "Let's make history," we know it's going to be legendary. MrBeast's idea of a fun night is probably a challenge to stay in a haunted house. When MrBeast says, "This is going to be wild," we know it's going to be a roller coaster of fun. To watch more videos, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.